Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of JFC Oliver and Friends. Today, people is lagging, so I guess we should have more guests joining us. Okay, and let's start talking about last couple of games for Juventus. With me, I have the unknown Billo, the Mauro from JOC Silicon Valley, and Edo. Oh, that's you as well.
Everybody.
Hello.
Billo, you want to say something, or I can start?
No, we can start definitely.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
that's
so what can I say? So I was so excited after the Saturday game. Okay, actually, I had good vibes before that game. Okay, and honestly, I was almost calm and relaxed before today's game. Okay, I was kind of like hopeful that we were gonna take the 3 points home. Okay, not because I underestimate Bruges. I think Bruges is actually a decent team, and actually they're having like a not a bad path in this Champions League, because I think they're like a big chance they can make the playoff. Okay, they were able to beat Aston Villa and Sporting Lisbon at home. Okay, they give like some trouble to Milan playing away. Okay, so I don't think there was a 3 points like they took for granted, but I think that this team already took like a change of pace, because and they were able to actually win two in a row. Something that we look like we are cursed and we are not able to do it. Okay, so. And so I'm gonna start with Bill and be asking if he's disappointed, if he's happy with the point, he's still happy, he's still celebrating from from salary. What he thinks about it?
of course very very happy about the Milan game. I start to see like stuff. I want to see the whole the season basically. See this kind of like pressure building up and having the opportunities and kind of like show that you want to win for real. And show that you have some players they have enough legs to go run up and come back without being scared of coming back. One example is Kalulu, McKennie, those players, Turam. They all have enough right now in the tank to do that. So that one is very nice. About the game of today, with the opportunities we had to change the game from the bench, I'm a little disappointed because to me is if you have finally the subs we were waiting for and they were all offensive players, uh, I would expect to have a few chances to score. And that was a little sad to see that didn't happen. Seems like the subs will come in with kind of like not the one to like show that they can win the game basically. So the one was a little sad for me. But beside that, it's Bruges. To me, it was not like impossible team to beat. So it's to me, I would compare like when we tie in our league against a team as Empoli or stuff like that. So not a positive thing for sure.
Yeah, Edo. I'm gonna go with Mauro for last. The best for last, so usually has like a different opinion than anybody. So I give you for last.
I mean, I'm with Below on today's game. Especially, it's probably the time that we had most of our roster, like the healthiest roster we
Yeah.
had all year long. And it seems to me we're also, and you kind of saw that both with Atalanta and Milan. I think our athletically we're doing fine. Like there was a point like a few weeks ago that maybe around the 65th 70th minute, you could see our energy dropping. But now I think we kind of we're at a good point athletically. So I thought, okay, you know what? I mean, we have good subs coming in, um, especially in the midfield. I thought, Turam maybe should have started, but that's up for debate. But I thought, okay, that this is our chance to kind of like break the game, like break it open, and maybe do a bit more transitions. Um, but that sort of like didn't happen, or it wasn't like organic. It was sort of like rushed and confused a little bit. And then, yeah, at some point, we cannot just waste every single scoring opportunity that we have every game. Like, especially in games like this, you're playing away in a stadium where Bruges, I think, had like 18 or 19 consecutive, either wins or draws at home. So they haven't lost in like ages at home. And you get to create 2-3 very clear chances. I mean, one, you have to convert. Like, you cannot just, leave points on the table, because this year it's just a matter of points left on the table, be it in Serie A or in the Champions League. I mean, that, Conceição header against Lille, that it's kind of like 2 millimeters short. And today, I think I still cannot believe how Nico missed that easy tap in. Like, that was the easiest thing you can imagine, and that didn't go. So I just don't want to end up in a position where we regret like all these easy chances that we missed. Having said that, I think it's just I don't think we have figured ourselves out yet. Like, especially in the midfield, there is a clear top, which is, and not just in terms of individual players, but the combination of the two. I think right now, Locatelli and Thuram are the best unit. Everything else after that, I'm still not super convinced. And of course, Locatelli and Thuram play the most games, so probably there's a matter of confidence and being able to develop this sort of like feeling for each other. But after that, I think we need to figure out how to use Douglas Luiz better, Koopmeiners better, because they're not there yet where I hope they would be after 5 or 6 months. But yeah, that's the big question for me. But yeah, just points left on the table once again. That was a big disappointment.
Mauro, the stage is yours.
I think, today's game showed, at least in my perspective, that we are remarkably consistent in being inconsistent. Meaning, against top teams, I think overall we played our best games all throughout the years. Against B teams, we play the worst. And today was another example. I think it seems to me, as Edo mentioned, I mean, fitness was there. So I wonder if it's motivation, and that should be from the players and the coach. I had the feeling that Mata today went in with the goal of not conceding any goals. And then if we score one, good, but if not, good enough to get a draw. And on the midfield, I agree. I mean, we're still changing lineups, etc. I still do believe the lineup, it's a problem. I don't think that we can afford only 2 in the midfield. I mean, we are still playing with Koopmeiners, very ineffective in my mind. So as of right now, I think this is going to be a pattern for the rest of the season. I mean, after 20 games, we haven't deviated one bit. Top team, we play decent, sometimes very well against Milan. Small teams, we just leave points everywhere. I cannot say that today the draw with Bruges was an unfair result. We missed chances, but they also missed chances. Di Gregorio gave them almost a goal. They had a nice half volley in the box. I think we had even chances. And I don't think the 3 points was the real objective of the team. I didn't see that motivation. If they had, they would have played.
That I blame more Savona than Di Gregorio on that chance they had, and then on the volley that you mentioned, it actually was a pretty good play. Yeah. Actually, I think there was an offside, but yes, to be fair with you, yeah, the Bruges had the same amount of chance that we had. Yeah, you're kind of right about that.
Lastly, I would say that it's January 21st. If we do not sell Vlahovic, I am not sure how is that player going to be managed, because Nico Gonzalez, yeah, I mean, today was unlucky, but are we really going to play maybe Kolo Muani and Nico Gonzalez, and Vlahovic is going to play 10 minutes for the rest of the season? Nims,
I can tell you that if Colomani was available last Saturday, he would have started over Nico Gonzalez as a striker.
so Vlahovic is outside roster.
I don't know about that, but honestly, I don't. I was expecting. I think I was chatting with Bill a little bit this afternoon, and actually, I was expecting Vlahovic to get in a little bit before. Not that like he played last 15, maybe 18 minutes. He did anything remarkable. Still, I was expecting him to come a little earlier, but I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So Giulio, hi, welcome, and we just basically just start talking about today's game. So, what's your take?
I'm not a big fan of things. So if you're doing turnover, do turnover. Otherwise, have the best team play. Like if you're doing turnover, Koop Meiners needs to sit on the bench. He has been playing every single game since he's been here, and again, he put him on there. And then the turnover is with with Yildiz and
Thuram.
And Thuram. Right? I don't understand it. Right, I don't understand.
I think Yildiz and Thuram didn't play because they were like 100%.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he's doing turnover. I don't know. Yildiz, he got injured last time. But like, why is insisting? Like, Koop Meiners, people are starting to believe that is a problem. I think he's just tired at this point. Like, give him a break. You know, do something different there instead of doing always the same thing with that. So that's the main thing that I don't understand, you know, on a game like this. If you want to just like go to tie, you don't care about winning because you're like, okay, we're not gonna make the top 8, so I'm not gonna put my best. Then then just keep all the best on the bench and go play, you know, a defensive game and take home the 0-0. I don't understand this half things. That's something I really don't like. Otherwise, put the team and win.
I don't think we were doing nothing. I think Thuram needed like a turn of rest. Finally, we have people that can play. Actually, that we can rotate some player. And I think today was a pretty important game. And McKennie was not 100% fit. Yildiz was not 100% fit. Conceição was coming from an injury. And I would have expected like Dusan to start. Personally, but
right. Oh, that's another thing. Why is Nico starting and not Dusan? Nico just played the game 3 days ago. Why is not Dusan starting? And this going back also, by the way, to Mauro's. I don't think it's a problem. Actually, we don't need to sell Dusan right now because we have only Dusan and this other guy we're buying. Colomani, what's his name? Those are the strikers. I mean, Nico is not a striker. He plays like on the left, right? Or maybe he can play on the right, but he's adapted to be as a striker right now. He's not that. He's doing a decent job. So we do need Dusan and the other guy, both. If we sell Dusan, then we're back at square one, only with one striker, and then having one of these plays like subbing when the striker is injured or can play.
I think he's gonna start Napoli.
Who?
Dusan.
Well,
no.
I hope so at this point. At this point, he has to.
Because of what you say, because Nico played 2 games in a row. It's just because of that.
Yeah, but like
Colomani just arrived. He cannot play when you train 3 days in the game against Napoli as a starter, so it's not possible. So yeah.
I don't think he's gonna play starting Napoli.
Colomani was gonna start last Saturday if we have everything in place.
He's been training.
It's not been reported by
the team
me
for a week.
It's not being reported by me. It's being reported by several sources that are close to Juventus.
So he's starting this Saturday. That's what you're saying.
He would have started the last Saturday. So I think.
But what about this Saturday? You think he's gonna start this Saturday?
He has a week with the team. Why not?
But PSG hasn't unblocked the loan yet.
They should solve tomorrow, at least
tomorrow. I know.
Yeah. It's like my diet. It's always the next Monday, you know.
But if that happens tomorrow, I'm gonna wait a bottle of Barolo being shipped over here.
Okay.
One thing
going back to the Vlahovic thing, like if you listen to Motta before the Milan game, he's explicitly saying that's like a technical / tactical choice.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
said that.
so and that's that means that Vlahovic is
It's a problem.
essentially. It's not just because he was. I don't know. He kind of skipped a couple games because there was some sort of muscle whatever, one of these weird injuries that are not very well defined, and then they end up being 2 months long. But it was not just a matter of oh wait, we need to ease him back because he's coming back from whatever issue he has. It was like, no, like I'm playing Nico because he's the best fit for what we're trying to do up front, which by logic, either he's again starting against Napoli, which means, okay, he's starting 3 in a row, or you're starting the new guy. Because, I mean, I don't know.
That would be crazy, though, if you think about it. If you think about it, Vlahovic, who has played 15 minutes in the past 3 weeks, and now he gets surpassed by the last guy and Nico Gonzalez. Now he's become like the Milik of the situation for the team.
Today he didn't do anything. I know he played only 15 to 20 minutes, but he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't think you could come in like that. I
agree.
As a sub, you want to conquer the 9th position. You go there with a different kind of mentality. He didn't show anything today. Zero. You're complete flat.
What I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You say that you wouldn't sell it, but considering how emotional he is, this kind of shorted minute, I don't think he's even in a good mental space to show anything utilized this way. And I don't know what's the relationship with Thiago Motta. One quick thing on Cop Miners. I mean, today I tried to watch him at least a little more closely, and I had the feeling that maybe Motta said, do whatever you want on the pitch, because sometimes I saw it close to Locatelli in the back. Sometimes I saw it in front. Douglas Luiz also was going sometimes in the back and in front. I don't even know what position. Yeah, I don't even know what position he's telling that he needs to play. I didn't have an idea today what was his role or position. It seems that he was like free to go wherever he wanted.
I think he has the freedom. I think he has the freedom to do that. And I think he likes what he sees, Motta. I feel like, for sure, like us, he would like to see him scoring more, but I think Motta likes him do that a lot.
I think he has to do that when Douglas Luiz plays, because Douglas Luiz is very light from the defensive point of view. So Miners covers a little more, and so he finds himself back, and Douglas Luiz goes up front. And so they do this back and forth. They were the two that were doing that dance back and forth today. Locatelli was always like back there. So I think that might be the reason, because Douglas Luiz was there. It doesn't happen when Thuram is playing.
Yeah.
Rare.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, so sometimes Thuram goes up and come back. Yeah,
not that often though. But Mauro, the problem with Vlahovic is not. I mean, you're preaching to the choir. Like at this point, a Juve player would have shown to be a Juve player from a mental point of view, from a quantity point of view, quality and everything. So I've come to the conclusion he's not a Juve player. Okay.
And age, age also.
Right.
Now he's maturing. Is at the age that the striker is supposed to be relevant now.
Yeah. Right. So, but my problem is like we tend to forget easily where we found ourselves a month ago, where we didn't know who was gonna play instead of him. So now, yes, okay, now we're getting used to have Weah play as a striker, Bangula play as a striker, Nico Gonzalez, thank God, came back, is playing better than everybody else there, than Vlahovic too. But we still have a lack. We're short there. So we need two. We do need two. So if they sell him, they need to buy somebody else. We can't say just with Colomani.
Okay, but you're gonna have Colomani like in 3 days. So we are not so short as we used to be. The point is we're getting every. I don't remember, maybe Villa said that it's the first time that you were able to start with two wingers and you end up with the two different wingers. Okay,
yeah.
So and I was expecting more. Actually, I think Motta is what he said, that today I played all my strikers, all my offensive players, and beside Mangula, and nobody basically give me anything, or give me. And then I think you say about Mangula, because actually you don't expect anything from Bangula, okay? Because yes, today I had like the most exciting play. It was by Bangula, but other than that, especially in first half, it was isolated many times to go 1-1 with against the Bruges right back, and he always lost the ball or he came back. So it just been nice. I think it's a 2004. Nobody was expecting any from Bangula. It was supposed to be like the 24th player on our roster, okay? The 25th was supposed to be Rui. So, and everything coming from him is perfect. It's more than expected, okay? So I don't think anybody actually delivered today, and it's the kind of game, like, because actually Bruges had his chance, played his game, but when they were defending, they were really compact. They were not giving any space, like what Milan allowed us to have last Saturday. It was easier place against Milan than against Bruges, and that's why I think, especially in a game like this one, you're gonna suffer for the lack of a 9 or a classic 9 where they can defend the ball and let the team come up. And Nico, I think he started pretty well first 15 to 20 minutes, and then basically he showed that he cannot play as a 9 in a game like this. You can play a 9 in a game that you're going to play like as a counterattack on an open game, or against a team like Milan that they give you like the space, the room to play. That's what I think. Because and then the other issue that we already talked so many times, if the best player on the pitch the year today is Locatelli, and he didn't do anything particular spectacular, okay, that means that this
Say
team.
that again.
Well, yeah, I don't think I'm an hypocrite like you, Edo, and so I don't have an issue to say. But he's the best player on the pitch. What
I think
Gatti
Gatti played well today. Actually,
I don't think
like
Gatti played. He played well in the second half. Actually, finally, he did some run in the middle, or like even like on the
at the end of the game. At the end of the game, it showed like you want to win more than anybody else.
Your best player is Locatelli. They didn't have any assists, they didn't have any key passes, they didn't have anything spectacular. Means that this team is probably lack of leadership. The lack of leadership that in the last 15 to 20 minutes is going to win the game.
We also did 4 or 5 crosses, and all of our strikers right now, they're hobbits. So
right,
like me.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, we need proper strikers, proper number 9. Because where people can cross,
I mean, Miners is not a small dude, and he was right in front of the goal, and
it wasn't that easy, that ball. Come on, Edo. It wasn't that easy.
It was a beautiful ball. It was a beautiful ball, and he was a little off timing, but he could have scored. He could have scored.
He could have scored. Yeah, he could have done better. Yes, absolutely.
Could have. I mean,
he wasn't that
could have thing. This could have thing is having 1 per game of the could have at this point. He's missing a lot of could have. And
according to all of you, is playing really terrible. Okay, and
it's not playing really terrible. It's not playing up to
the only player. The only player that cannot remove for our starting 11. But okay,
that doesn't mean anything.
I think it's.
I don't think he's playing terrible.
Sorry, Josh. I didn't know much how long you were waiting.
No. 2 seconds. I was there 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm so late, guys. I apologize.
Hey, Joshua.
How are you guys? Good to see you.
Hey. We need to hear about what happened in Houston, by the way.
Okay.
No, we had to hear about what you think about Dusan Vlahovic of Miners, and say everybody's giving me shit about Cup Miners every week. Yeah.
Today was a bad day for Cup Miners. I don't know if today's the best day to be.
I dare you to say that, Joshua. You can say that to Matteo.
Yeah, it was nice having you, Josh. Okay, bye.
I don't think he plays badly. I just think the expectations are so high, and we were used to see him doing so many other things that like it's just being like average. And for a player who was paid 60 million, can't afford to be that anymore. It's January.
Do you guys think that I think it's mainly Motta's responsibility. I think he's not using him where he can be his best. I think he's much better whenever he plays in front of the defense rather than so far up. He needs that an extra second when he's holding the ball, and when he's playing like a 10, he gets pressured too fast. The one game I can't remember, maybe it was Coppa Italia, that he played right in front of the defense. I think that was one of his better games since he's arrived. But I don't know.
If he plays there, who he plays with? Because I think Thuram should play all the games. I mean,
he cannot play all the games.
Well, Miners is playing all the games, so I mean, if he's fit, he can play. So who we're gonna take out?
I mean, if we had a little bit more flexibility from our manager.
Locatelli.
No, Locatelli, hard to take him out.
Locatelli can take him out. Who else? Thuram, I think he plays well most of the games. I wouldn't take him out.
Well, if you take out Locatelli, then he takes Locatelli's position next to Thuram, and in front of them you put Douglas Luiz.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to completely change everything if you put Cop Miners back.
No, you just switch Douglas Luiz, like you played like today, but switching Cub Miners with Douglas Luiz. So you bring Cub Miners back.
So you keep Locatelli and Cop Miners.
No, I mean,
you put Thuram.
You put
Thuram and Cop Miners.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that if we played a 4-3-3, you could play with Cub Miners, Thuram, and Locatelli.
I agree. 100%.
But guys, can I? I'm sorry. I keep interrupting everybody. So I'm sorry. We still talking about 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, 3-5-2. When it's clear today, we were attacking with a 3-2-5, and we were defending like with a 5-3-2. Okay, so talking about schematically, I don't think it applies to Thiago Motta. Or like to modern soccer, because what every coach is talking about is like how you're going to occupy the spaces. Okay, how you're going to move.
That's fair.
You were, I think Mauro was saying, you see Cop Miners play like a 10, but then I see Cop Miners helping Locatelli in the back. For example, Locatelli today was playing like Bonucci. We play like a center back
but
today.
Didn't he play more like Bonucci against Milan, Matteo? I feel like he played way farther back against Milan than he did today.
I think today he was basically marking their number 9, and that's why when the Bruges put like the news, I think the name is Nilsson. I think it's like it's 6.4 or a 2 meter, and that's why he was really struggling to control it, because actually he's not a center back, and that's why I think was totally with Bill. And if we're gonna play like him against Napoli, against Lukaku, I would be scared actually. But yeah, he was playing that against Milan too, because that's why. So I see Coman is playing. Yeah, he didn't have a great game, but he's playing everywhere. Everybody has the freedom to move, especially in the midfield. And yes, Steffi, Thuram has to play, but yeah, we're talking about a 22 years old that never played at this stage. Okay, and he's basically played every game.
No, somebody today had to rest. There for sure.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
somebody today had to rest, because we're between going through a lot of games. When I was going back to Joshua, what he said about the 4-3-3, the difference is for the wing. When you play 4-3-1, the wings, as Ildiz normally and ideally will be Conceição, they will come back so much more if they have the trequartista playing there in the middle, versus when you play 4-3-3, you can have them staying a little higher up for the counter. This is the difference.
Which is not a small difference.
Yeah.
Especially for Conceição, because Ildiz can, he's good at recovering balls, and
right. But if he does, yeah. But also like he's gonna be more rested or fresh when he's up there. Like, let's see the goal that he missed, instead of giving the ball to Bangula, and instead he shot it. That back and forth. At the end of the game, they're tired when they play like that. So that makes a difference too. I'm not saying that's the way we should play, but like it does make a difference. The way.
So I have a question. So if we move Douglas Luiz, let's say playing a number 10 or a trequartista or whatever. So having maybe Cup Miners drop back.
I don't mind
Do you
that.
guys do you guys think he has the quickness and that sort of, I don't know, because to me it looks like a player who likes to have the ball in his feet, but like
Yeah.
maybe a little too much. Whereas you're playing the 10, you have to be very creative very quickly and cannot hold on to the ball for 3 seconds every single time. Otherwise, all your windows of opportunities are gone. So I'm thinking
Position.
maybe should we have Yildiz there? I don't know. I've never seen.
No,
Yildiz
no,
play.
no, no.
Why not?
No. I don't think that's not his role. Plus, we saw a game where he played there and he was inconclusive pretty much. I don't remember.
he played on the
kept
right
looking for the sides
coming
when
in.
he played there.
Right,
yeah.
right. But Douglas Luiz, I don't agree that actually he's that slow. He every time he gets the ball, first thing is head up, already seeing where the ball should go. Then he's playing back, so he has 3 people follow on him already. So obviously he touches one more time. But I think he has the fantasy, the creativity to be up there.
Oh,
I think he's one of
he
our
does.
most creative players. I mean, the touch that Douglas Luiz has, and he gets a lot of hate. I'm not sure why, but
I don't understand
the
why.
touch that he has, the vision that he has. I know that today he got, because he had that shot that was terrible that almost got to the corner flag, but that shot came from nowhere. He was back to the goal. He had 3 people around him, and he did this play, this like yoga bonito play, unbelievable to be able to get a shot
Copacabana
out.
Beach. Yeah.
If that ball went in,
yeah.
if that ball went in instead, it would have been like.
It would have been the goal.
Golazo.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe just they playing time. Don't forget that basically
Yes.
he played 2 games in the last 20 days. Before that, it was we don't remember when it was the last time he played. So maybe he needs some time too.
Very
No,
true.
we can only think about the fact that if we really want to give a Locatelli Rice some time, or he has to play every single game. This is the main question. If you feel like you can be confident of some games to have Douglas Luiz there with somebody else next to him, it's possible.
You need to buy different defenders. Yes, in that case, maybe yeah. But with
Josh,
this,
news?
no.
On defenders, it'd be nice if Juan would arrive. I don't understand what. we
were saying on January 1st
Cabal since October. Like,
no, we're saying on January 1st we need somebody ready to play. It's January 21st. Still waiting.
Right, exactly.
Still waiting.
So there's what 9 days left in the transfer window.
10. Yeah, 9,
10,
10.
yeah, February.
Come on, Josh. You follow this closely than us. So it's Renato Vega and Lloyd Kelly gonna come?
Guys, the closest one is Vega. Kelly, I don't understand where that fits in any sort of logical explanation on anything. I mean, Kelly left Bournemouth as a free agent to Newcastle because he didn't cut mustard, and then Newcastle's gonna sell it to us for 20 million. That makes 0 sense to me. It's a player that gets injured every other day, and the idea there would be if Cambiaso leaves, then Kelly is the name. But I mean, are we really bringing a British defender to be a defender in Juventus in Serie A?
I just had shivers down my back.
Exactly.
But so Renato Vega is actually close, right? That's what you were saying.
That's the closest one. Yeah, they're very. That's a very close.
But he's
apparently the
he's
issue
not like
there
a prototypical center back, right?
No, and he's a prospect. I mean, he's pretty young, Portuguese guy, and he's done pretty well with Portugal when he's played. So I think Giuntoli wants to get him as a option to buy. A loan with option to buy, and while Chelsea want something more concrete, like an obligation to buy.
Is the replacement for Cabal?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, right. That's the other thing. Giuntoli doesn't have an easy job because he has to find a replacement for the next 6 months, but maybe that could continue with the team while still thinking that you're going to get Cabal and Bremer back, but you don't know what you're going to get back when you get them back. And then you're also talking that you want to bring Hanko in the summer. That's a lot of defenders.
Antonio Silva, they were talking to.
Antonio Silva's also there. You know, are we
Yeah,
gonna
but definitely
be
it needs to
selling
bring
Gatti?
someone. Kalule Gatti cannot play.
Of
every
course, no.
game
You
in
need
Serie
someone
A.
now because they can't play all the games. But then you also have to think about future situations. Maybe that's why
Yeah.
he's insisting on the option to buy. That way, if Bremer comes back much better than anticipated, then you don't exercise the option, or Cabal comes back, or whatever. And then if Cambiaso leaves, hey, who do you replace him with? They say Miguel from Girona is another one that could be.
Yeah.
I like that alternative better than Kelly. Kelly, I'm with Julio. Kelly sends shivers down my spine. I don't understand why that name is even around. The other one name is Childwell, but I don't know him very well.
Chilwell actually was like a national team player for England till like I think last year, and then all of a sudden, I think right now he's out of the squad. I think I was because when I hear the name, I cannot take credit because as everybody, including our beloved Kinan, going to Transfermarkt and check where he plays, how many time plays, how many caps he has, and Renato Vega looked like a young promising player. He's played with FC Basel last year, and this year is like one of the 134 player for Chelsea. So I don't know how many they have with a contract signed till like 2044 or something like that, probably. So,
what do you think, guys, about Fagioli?
Very nice.
That's
question.
where like my heart breaks, because he's so talented. He's so talented that I don't know what's going on. I mean, that's where like I get, unless there is something literally behind that we don't know, that the guy is deeply depressed and something like that. That's where like I need to say it's Motta's fault for some reason, because you can't waste, how do you call it? Like a talent like this, that is like club. What's the English word? Patrimonio.
What?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is.
Treasure, a national treasure.
Yeah, club treasure. In that way, and he's not getting anything. How is it possible that it became nothing? That he can't play a game? How is it possible? We saw him playing in September, one of his best games, and now he can't even play half an hour. He only plays 7 minutes, 6 minutes, and then we say, "Oh, he didn't do well." Well, play 10 minutes. What do you expect? No shit.
Yeah. So. It's true that when he had the chance against Bologna, he really didn't have nothing to impress.
Guys, like that's the thing. We expect.
Julio, I understand. The player in front of you, Thuram and Locatelli, basically are the staple of this team in this moment. And then you have Luis.
Let him play 20 minutes. 30, not 5.
If you have 10 minutes, okay. But
then we say Thuram is tired. Then we say, okay. So we either say they need to rest or they don't need to rest.
Yeah,
because if they need to rest, we have the players to have them rest. Otherwise, they don't need to rest. That's what I don't understand.
I mean, can you rest them if you're unable to win more than 2 in a row? Like,
are we winning more than 2 in a row with them?
No, but the point is, those are clearly our best players, and we're not in a position where we're like, okay, we're up 3-0, there is 30 minutes left. You can give them a break and, have Fagioli play a longer stretch. We're always, chasing either a draw or some random win. We don't have chances to let your best players rest. Because
but guys, we have tied 13 games, 14 with today.
I lost
in all competitions, 16.
16. All right. So these 16 games have had so many opportunities to be like, you know what? Let me try something. Let me take out this guy and put this guy in. Let's see if something changes. It doesn't happen ever. So. When is the coach's responsibility and not the player at that point? I don't understand it. It's the same thing with Douglas Luiz. If Douglas Luiz doesn't play, he's not gonna play well.
So you say that
I pinned it on Motta. Fagioli not. Yes, otherwise who? Fagioli on the bench. It's his fault because he's not doing well on the bench.
I mean, he sees him training every day, right?
Sure. But so why he puts him in for 5 minutes? What's that?
Whatever, Mangula, who wasn't even starting in the next gen last year. Like, I mean, clearly he's not like, it's not like, oh man, that guy has to start.
Now there may be somebody.
But that plays into my argument, guys. Bangula is playing because we had lots of injuries. He had to play, then he started playing well, and now you can take him out. But if a player doesn't play, how do you know if he's going to perform? Fagioli is not a player that in 5 minutes is going to make a difference. It's not. Even the game he played in September, his best game, the first 20 minutes sucked, then he came out, did a great game. It's not the kind of player. He doesn't. Give it away. Just loan it to somebody that let him play 6 months. Like this on the bench.
I give it for sure that we're gonna give it in loan.
Well, it's still.
I mean, it seemed like he was halfway out the door, and it's still here, right?
No, to me, for sure, he's out. I don't see how we would.
I don't want to sell him. Just loan it. Let him play in Serie A. No, in Serie B, in Serie A with somebody 6 months. Let's see if the problem is here, or if we just don't. It is a big competition. Maybe there's no room for him in the team. But I don't know. I feel it's like
Mauro, you're so silent.
Yeah,
I have my concerns on, as you know, on Giuntoli Motta. I get the finances, but like it or not, this team has made a purge of unprecedented magnitude on any team that I can remember. For example, they say that one player that was not costing too much, Rugani, we gave him away because was not part of the progetto. How many bloody players doesn't Motta like that we had to give out? Danilo was the last one. Like, it seems that I do not know what they are thinking, but Giuntoli, said, we can go with Vlahovic and Milik only. Let's sell everybody else. We had 2 serious injuries, Cabal and Bremer, basically. Everybody else had minor injuries.
Milik at this point, so be considered serious too.
So, although you don't know what are the serious injuries or not, but it seems that for whatever reason, either they think that they want to prove that they are better than anybody else because they reduce this roster thin. They purge players for unknown reason, and here we are. Like, I don't know what are the expectation of management at this point, because if you keep buying even in January Giovanni Di Prospetto, that means that you don't really aim to do much more than 4th place and maybe Coppa Italia possibly, and then maybe quarterfinal Champions League. So if that's the case, that's fine, but we will just condemn ourselves to more of the same for the rest of the season. And to me, the problem is both the GM and the coach, because how is it possible that, Fagioli is not working. Danilo obviously wasn't working out. Vlahovic is becoming a human case at this point. Kob Miners is not doing anything. Like, to go back to the last debate, I think if we would swap Kob Miners for McKennie in that position, nobody would notice the difference. Nobody would notice that Kob Miners is absent, because McKennie can play in the entire field just as well as Kob Miners, if not better.
No, guys, come on.
I don't think that McKennie.
I follow on everything, but not on the last one. And you talk with someone that always defended McKennie, and maybe one of the few with Billo that think that McKennie need to play as a fullback. Period.
And we also have Cambiaso problem, because I don't know. I have seen him not himself again. He wasn't himself against Milan since the Manchester City rumors. So we're going to give him up too. So who are we left with? Rui? So I don't know if you guys liked him. I didn't like him at all.
Rui, no.
No, Cambiaso for sure is not in a good shape. But to me, the fact that you make him play means that you don't want to sell him, because if you're thinking you're going to get 60 million from Manchester City for real, the guy is not playing because you don't want to risk any injury. So to me, that is not a problem. But McKennie, I think right now is one of the most important players we have. You give us a lot.
One of the big differences between Saturday and today was no McKennie.
was not
Yeah.
McKennie on the right.
Yeah.
Because Savona, that I love Savona. I'm a Savona bandwagon since day one. Okay, and I was talking with Mila today. No, you know what? I'm mad with Savona because after 6 months that you play, you basically already play like 25 games at least. Okay, dude, you cannot do just because you say the compitino. Try to do something and made a mistake. Who cares? Like, for example, Cambiaso to me today it was a little better than the last Saturday on the or than the game against Atalanta, because he tried actually to do something different, and maybe he's coming back because he's coming from an injury too. It was Motta said that until last week, he was basically taking like a medication for his ankle, and so. And he basically was one of the best players until like last month, and then he had like a moment down. But to go back, Mauro, yeah, I like your perspective because it's so different than mine. So I'm gonna ask Joshua because I'm totally on Motta bandwagon still. Okay, are you disappointed for this 4 months, or you think he has a lot of alibi because of injuries, because of new player, anything? What do you think about it?
No, I mean, I think he has been affected by injuries. This is unfortunately a constant in Juventus, regardless of who the physical, the preparation, whatever the coach is, because Motta brought a whole new set of staff. Allegri had his own, Sarri had his own, Pirlo had his own, Conte had his own, and we've had injury problems forever, and it's something I can't understand yet. I think it's normal for a new project to have some sort of ups and downs. I agree with Mauro that maybe when we cut down too deep into the bone, maybe too soon, too fast in some of these things. And a lot of the things that happen during games is because of a lack of maturity as a group, and that's by design. And I think that's where they made a mistake. They've left no maturity, no leadership within the group. I do think that the coach could be more flexible. I think he's starting to think about it, but halfway into the season, he was too stuck in a certain way of that we had to play the same lineup, boom, boom, boom. And it's true what you say, Matteo, about fluid lineups during the game, but that's a fairly new thing as of the last 2-3 weeks. A lot of these ties that we had in December against teams that we should have crushed, it didn't matter what was happening. 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1. And that, I think, had a difficult, situation with Vlahovic. He lost a lot of confidence that he had at the beginning of the year, maybe because of that, maybe because of the injury, maybe because of the renewal. I don't know. It's hard to give some sort of judgment on a project halfway into the season. I've always been one to say at the end of the season we can judge and see what happened. The first quote unquote objective has been reached, although I don't think that's true, because we haven't qualified to the quarterfinals of Champions League. We've qualified to the playoffs.
We haven't qualified to the round of 16 either. The playoff is a round of 32.
That's what I meant. Sorry, round of 16. Make it,
yeah. No, even the playoffs.
No. Yeah, we qualified to the playoffs. 16. Right. But they're saying, first objective reached. That's not really
not even
true,
close.
Right?
Not even remotely close.
Exactly.
Not even remotely close, because we need to go to round of 16 at 32 playoff, win it.
Yeah.
Then you make it to the round of 16.
Right.
And then Mauro was saying, that's a question for you. Was saying maybe we can make the quarterfinals. Do you think this team, as it is now, leave it alone what is going to come, is actually material for quarters of finals of Champions League? Like, is it reasonable to expect quarters of finals?
Let me respond this way. They're estimating, obviously, based on, we'll see what happens with the next games, right? But they're saying that there's a high probability that we'll face either Borussia Dortmund or Sporting Lisbon in the playoffs. That's doable, I think. And then
depends. Borussia Dortmund is not that.
I'll tell you why I think it's doable. And then if you win that, then you'll face either Atletico Madrid or Atalanta in the next round of Champions League. and that's up in the air by that point. The thing with this team, and this is where I think a lot of the work and responsibility falls on the coach, is that against difficult teams or teams that they feel are superior to them, they respond.
They respond.
But
It's true.
anytime that we play against someone that either on paper or the group feels that are inferior to us, is terrible.
Because you miss a
Mauro said the same
striker.
thing. Yeah.
Because you miss a striker.
Yeah, I mean,
But I don't know if it's it's a mentality thing. It's a
And a mentality.
you don't win because your name is Juventus. I mean, for
I agree.
fuck's sake, sorry for the language, but the Juventus in the 90s was maybe one of the strongest, year after year after year. And man, they gave it all. Like, it didn't matter who you were playing. You died out there.
Yeah, but we're talking about this last week, Joshua. And if you think about our leader now, at the moment, are Locatelli, Gatti, Pinsoglio, Perin, Vlahovic, because these are our veteran player that supposedly to carry, not to carry the team, but that to transmit to the young player.
Yeah.
Because we cannot ask Ildiz to carry this team. Probably next year we're gonna probably ask him, but the problem, the Juve of the night is there is a kind of exceptional leader. We don't need to name them, but 11 out of 14, probably the player that right now can play even in a wheelchair probably over this kind of player. And that's why, and I agree with you. I think all of us were agree with you, but that's why I have some and it's difficult to criticize that, because actually we were so happy after Sarri, and today came it's a tie against Bruges. Okay, a tie against Bruges. This is not the point that they're going to be. We missing the point against Stuttgart. If you have to think about that, are the only point that I right now at this moment that could be made a difference, but.
But you, I mean, as a whole, as a team, I think we're better than Bruges.
Yeah,
and we have to give Bruges credit. I mean, Bruges did the game that they planned, right? And we also have to be fair. If Locatelli's goal went in, if Nico, would have not whiffed that, then you put him in a situation where the game opens up and you win 3-0, right? But so they did their job. The thing is, I agree with you. The frustrating thing with this team is the lack of consistency. Where one game you knock it out of the. I mean, Milano, we totally thrashed Milan in that game.
Yep.
And then we go to this team that is, I think, for all intents and purposes, inferior to Milan, and we are gone. Like, we disappear. Where was one of the best players against Milan disappeared today?
Well, we can agree that probably it's easier playing against Milan than playing against Bruges.
Right, but that's the point. That's where that somebody in the dressing room that pulls your ear and says, "Hey, we played today. This is
who is that one?"
Right, I agree, Giulio, but it's by design, and this is where I say they cut too deep.
That's where Mauro is right. Meaning 100%. It's not that we had all these leaders. Okay, hang on. It's not we got rid of all these great leaders. I don't know who could be, but at least there were people that had been there for a while. But we have Locatelli's been there for 4 years now?
This is his 4th year, yeah.
4, Gatti 3, Vlahovic 3, 4, maybe 4, Vlahovic 2. So
Gatti's 3rd.
Gatti 2, no?
Gatti's 3rd. This is the 3rd.
No,
this is the
3rd. So sure, we got rid of some players. It's not we got rid of champions, or I don't know who. Also, that's more like, I think that the what Mauro was saying, it goes more into, we found ourselves without depth. We didn't have a bench. That in terms of leadership, this problem goes back before Giuntoli. I mean, they. When Buffon, Bonucci, Chiellini, and Barzagli, and those all went away, there was nobody left.
Last year, the leader of this team was Allegri.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like the gap, but for who recognizes that. But like there is a big void there that hasn't been filled.
You
The
also
fact
had,
that huh?
sorry, Giulio. You also had Chesney, Alexandro, Danilo, Chiesa.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
but
Chiesa.
they were not functional players for us anymore.
No, but as far as
Alexandro,
Alexandro
Alexandro, we all say like he played too many years
was
already.
done.
Danilo,
but I
Danilo,
think
Danilo was done
it's
too.
different.
locker room, I meant locker room.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
talk
not-
about depth of locker room. These guys were all extremely seasoned and extremely experienced.
Yeah, but if you don't playing on the pitch, you have people that like just like Pinsoglio. It doesn't make any sense.
This is true, but think about right now. This current squad only has 2 players that have ever won a Scudetto with Juventus: Perin and
Danilo.
Pinsoglio.
What about Danilo?
He's out of the project. He's not there
he's
anymore.
not.
Oh.
Yeah. On
But
Sunday,
it
he's gonna
used to
sign
be
with the
Danilo,
Flamengo,
so 3.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know,
I will-
Sunday's gonna sign with some free Flamengo.
I will just go back one last thing to something that I heard a lot, even in prior years, as far as comparison of rosters. So Napoli had a new project, and they sold Kvaratskhelia. They seem to be doing okay. Atalanta, they change players every year. They seem to be doing okay. Lazio with Baroni, I don't think their roster is better than ours. They seem to be doing, I think, better than expected. Fiorentina, same thing. They revitalized Ken. Bologna is only 1 point behind us if they win the extra game, and Italiano is not Thiago Motta. So how come ours is the only new project that is struggling so badly? On Champions League, I'll close. On Champions League, and I'll close. I actually think that we can make the quarters because we may not score, but we are incredibly hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
If you think about it, like Napoli, sure, they're playing just one competition, and Conte, that's like perfect situation for him, you know. So they have like a coach that thrives, knows how to motivate the team, but they're playing just one competition. So I don't think Napoli really can.
But also the playoffs are perfect for us because we win one game and we tie the following one. So
The other teams like are just overperforming. Honestly,
So, basically, we're
Lazio,
gonna make the final.
Fiorentina,
It
Bologna,
depends,
no doubt,
sorry,
man.
Giulio.
No,
We're
no
basically
doubt.
gonna make the final because then the final depends. But you can go to the penalty, or we will go to PKs. Basically. Okay, sorry, Giulio.
No, see, Milan is the one with the new project. They're struggling like us, guys. When we've seen this happening over and over. When you start from scratch, like it's very, very rare that you see teams like coming back strong.
I think
Yeah,
also
I mean,
expectations matter, Mauro. I mean, the expectations of, with all due respect to the Napolitans who are gonna, very, very upset, but the expectations of Napoli, Fiorentina, Lazio, all the ones that you mentioned are,
Yeah.
if you qualify for Champions League, great. Obviously, I think Conte's surpassing expectations with
I
this
agree,
Napoli.
but Juventus and Milan, they finished second and third last year, and I do believe conventionally everybody thought replace the coach, you solve the problem.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I
Solve the
agree.
problem.
That's
And
obviously,
they're not struggling this year.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not easy to sit on the bench of Juventus. Well, that's a fact. Sitting on Juventus bench, it's not easy. You can spend €1 billion.
I agree. I agree.
It's not
Have
an
you
easy
guys seen
thing.
how much
So did you
Botta
pick the
has
right coach
aged
then?
in these 6 months?
Yeah.
Look at
Guys,
a picture of his press conference when he first started, and look at it now. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
That
easy
man
to
has
play
been-
with no pressure in Bologna,
So
Spezia.
Giulio,
Ragazzi,
It's
Today,
easy to play
Bologna
in
were
Fiorentina.
celebrating. Did you see what happened in Bologna today? I
We
would
Celebrate
die.
to win one game in Champions League. Yeah.
I would
Of
die.
course.
How embarrassing. And people in TV were saying, oh, this is beautiful. This is what culture is about. People celebrating and crying because they won the first Champions League. Mava, you were eliminated terribly. So that's and then when you tell them no, Bologna is not a great team. Oh, how dare you tell me Bologna is not a great team? If you're celebrating that you've been eliminated from the Champions League because you won your first game in Champions, incredible. I mean,
But-
that's the
but that-
difference
Yeah,
of mentality.
But
That's
that
where you
goes
see
with
Pirlo.
Keane too. At Fiorentina, one thing is you play Fiorentina with
Keane
not
was
stress.
injured
It's
with
like,
us last year.
but guys,
Keane was
doesn't matter.
injured.
Playing with us, it's not like playing with other teams.
100%.
Okay.
Vlahovic,
we are-
Fiorentina was this great
Okay.
player with this big dick. Came here, sorry,
I have
and now
something to
it's like
no, I have something to say.
and stuff.
I think the management should be a little more clear with us, telling at the beginning of the season,
100%.
guys, it's gonna be a season like this where we struggle. We might not even make the Champions League. We're building a team for next year. That one would be very nice to hear that from them. And to me, in reality, is what they're doing, and I'm okay with that. But I feel like we should have to say that to everybody else.
Billo, but they told you we need to finish fourth
No,
and try
no.
to make the round of 16.
No, it's different. No, it's different. What I think is like, even if you don't arrive in Champions, it's okay.
No, they can. No, it's
No,
not
if-
okay.
if
They
you
don't
don't-
arrive
if
in
you-
Champions
if
League.
they don't arrive
I'm
in the
gonna lose my
Champions,
mind.
It's a disaster.
To me, they're building a new team. In the way they're building, the sense of urgency we have in the market right now in January to get the center back and everything else, it doesn't give you the idea that they feel like the Champions League is a must.
No,
Which is
Probably
crazy.
is, uh,
That's
Giuntoli-
not-
You cannot
That's
pay
not
like
real,
40
then
million
it's
for
crazy.
like Kelly. You cannot pay like 40 million for Tomori. Tomori was basically a Juventus player on January 2nd. Okay, I think they already have a shake hand. Okay, and then they sack Fonseca. They get Conceição. Start Tomori in the Super Cup. They win the Super Cup. Tomori is
But you say you don't want a British center back.
Tomorrow.
that was.
So,
Araujo was supposedly a deal that was in the making, and then they have like the center back injured. I understand. I'm not gonna give you a brutal excuse, but it's easy being Manchester City and go, okay, one Cambiaso, give me Cambiaso for 80 million. Give me like they bought a couple of players I never heard. One for 60 million, one for 35 million from like Flamengo or Palmeiras. I don't know. Probably they're gonna live for the next 35 years with their money. Flamengo.
no,
With all due
I think
respect.
to me, Giuntoli
But-
wants to build the team for next year. To me, it's
Yeah,
what it
see,
is.
but I need to make guys.
Right.
We're on the verge of the hour. I have two things I need to super quick. Okay, a question for you, since you guys mentioned Conte. Do you think Conte would have coached this Juventus as we were on the August 27, or basically it would be so without Nico Gonzalez, without Cobb Miners, with basically or it would be still our coach, or it would like just a yes or no?
So if they would
ask
have
the
brought
question
him
again?
in, yeah, I don't
So,
follow. Sorry.
you think Conte would have coached this Juventus, or when like on August 27 when you played the first couple of games without basically anything, okay, he would have like quit the team?
I think he would have, because Giuntoli was still supposed to buy. There was the money. My concern is that Giuntoli seems excellent in selling and crappy at buying.
I don't know, man. Like you need to see also what he has bought. Like Thuram is a great player that he bought,
Thuram,
and a
because
great
Thuram,
deal.
yes. Conceição is because Todibo didn't come, so he lucked out in my mind with that one.
What
Mine
still
have-
came from him?
Sure,
Kalulu, you mean?
Minor sucks. Kalulu was last minute, so maybe
But like he's like he got that
okay.
one.
So Combiner sucks. Douglas Luiz, we haven't seen him. Nico Gonzalez, I'm not sure is worth the 30 million that he paid for. For now, it's like 40%, hit and miss. And I have not forgotten Alcaraz and Jalot. I don't see this genius.
How can you forget? Okay,
No, I don't. I haven't seen this
No.
genius so far of
But-
GM,
Mauro, well, that was a sabotage for Allegri. Dai, come on.
which also talks a lot about the guy. I mean, a guy that sabotages
He
the
wanted to get
coach.
rid of Allegri, and he decided to do that the thing. It's dirty, but it's what he did.
Okay,
I don't
so
I don't know. I
Alright.
think Conte could have lost his mind. Answering to your question, I
okay.
think he would have tested him. This situation would have tested Conte.
Do you think he's
Because-
happy that they
Because,
took Cavascheglia?
because
Huh?
I'm
No,
not
talking about our
underestimating
situation.
Conte. Conte is an exceptional coach for Napoli situation, because there was Juventus 10 years, 14 years ago, Inter 6 years ago. Okay, is perfect for this situation. Okay, but then we got to understand that he got to Napoli and he asked for Lukaku, he got Lukaku. He asked for Buongiorno, he got Buongiorno. He asked for McTominay, he got McTominay. Now he asked for Neres, he got Neres. He asked for Gilmour, he got Gilmour, and they just got another one right now. I don't remember. He basically got rid of Raspadori. That was like one of the key players for the Scudetto. Okay, and now is claiming that he's playing without four players from the Scudetto because he already is putting himself on a throne. So yes, it is an exceptional coach, but the worst enemy of Conte is Conte.
How about Gasperini? Could have coached this team better than Motta?
No.
I'm not so sure.
I love Gasperini,
No,
but
no.
I wouldn't change it I wouldn't trade Gasperini for
Gasperini. It's easy to get carried away with the current success, but we forget Gasperini has been in that seat for 12 years, and the success have come in the last 3. I mean, maybe if we were patient to be, in Gasperini for 12 years, but we're not patient even with Motta with 6 months.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, but also you need to see who he has played with, Gasperini. I mean, the team, he has been the one that's brought out the players. It hasn't been the other way around. They haven't bought
I agree.
players
He's
for
a very
him.
capable
So,
coach. Yeah.
honestly, before Motta, I would have my top 3 were Tudor, Gasperini, and then Motta. If you ask me, I would have preferred those 2 over Motta. But I think Motta is a capable coach. It's like a bunch of circumstances that they're not really clicking yet. So again, too soon. At the end of the year, we'll talk. But if he doesn't make Champions League, it's bad.
Yes.
It's bad. He
Juve
cannot make
cannot
Champions
afford.
League.
Juve cannot afford not to.
He has a team. I can't believe that Lazio is better than us. I can't. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll give him like Napoli and Inter for whatever reason. Atalanta always whatever, but there's nobody else. With Milan being behind, there is nobody else, guys.
I did see Giulio. I did see Gazzetta piece today that if we keep it up, Italy may still have 5 teams next year in Champions League.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to mention Gazzetta in this show, please, Mauro.
Which one?
You're not allowed to mention Gazzetta in this show.
The pink toilet paper. To answer Matteo, I think he would have stayed. I think Conte was desperate to come back to Juventus, and he waited until the very last minute. He waited until the very, very last minute until he realized it wasn't going to happen. And we say Conte, etc., but we also need to highlight the job that Manna has done over there. You just highlighted a ton of players that have come.
Yep.
I mean, he's done a very interesting job, and it's very interesting to me that Manna was there. He was supposed to be working with Giuntoli, and then he was let go and replaced with Pompilio and his other friends. So I don't know. It's all
but
very
you got to agree that
weird.
it's easier to go and buy a player if you're Napoli.
100%. There's a price and a negotiation tactic with Juventus, and then there's for everybody else. It's much easier.
There's
to
also,
buy
guys, again, it goes back again to what we were saying before. If Napoli wins the Scudetto, whoa, it was such a unique year we won. If they don't win, whoa, we were not supposed to win anyway. Again, you're playing without pressure there.
Yeah.
You're playing without pressure. Players are playing without pressure. The coach is playing with already, an alibi. If he doesn't win, I don't have to win. If I'm the top 2, it's a miracle. A completely different mental approach to playing that way and coaching that way, guys.
But Napoli is not an easy place to coach, especially for a guy who has that sort of DNA/background.
He doesn't.
But
it's not the most rational fan base on the
perfect. It's perfect.
Right?
It's perfect for him. It's perfect for him because it's gonna be me against everybody.
If it's like top 3 Naples already, Napoli this year has been like, wow, we did such a great season.
And the thing that they sold that player.
Okay,
You already had the alibi.
Even you forgot about Osimhen and Osimhen too.
Whatever.
But they got Lukaku.
But we've seen plenty of great coaches fail at Napoli. The Ancelotti, the Benitez, the whatever. It's not easy to go there and just turn it around because Napoli last year was pretty atrocious.
10th.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, okay, you come in and you got a good squad to work with and just a couple pieces missing.
They were playing 2-3 competition.
Yeah, but also this thing about playing one competition, I was reading, there was like a nice tweet the other day about like how many times over the past, whatever, 10 or 15 Serie A, the title was won by a team who played one competition only. One. So it's not like you play one competition, it's easy by definition.
No, it doesn't
Bravo,
matter.
Edo!
But yeah, but it helps. It helps.
It
Like the
helps,
players are
but-
not traveling. They're not tired. It's not
But
just about
it's
playing
not-
the game.
Excuse me, guys. I have 5 minutes and I'm gonna be kicked out from this room. Okay, so because okay,
I want to
I'm
see
not-
that.
No, you don't want to see my wife kick me out of the room. Actually, my boss. Okay, so we are in 6 here. Two of us had the privilege of talking with one of the best number 10 in Juventus history in the last couple of days. Okay, so you have 5 minutes to tell us your experience. Okay, I'm gonna start with Mauro because it's gonna be shorter. Because Josh probably is gonna talk for like 2 days. Okay, but
Oh no, for me, yeah, it was just a 10 minutes call. It was very cordial, and he basically asked to organize an event up here in Fremont to support his Los Angeles LA 10 soccer club that is playing the quarterfinals. So, and he made a video for us where he was signing the jersey and the ball that we're gonna, do a raffle at the stadium. So it was very cordial, very cordial.
okay. So, but another one of us, Joshua, had the privilege to sit in front of him and actually had kind of like an interview, right?
Yeah. We'll be airing the interview tomorrow at 7 p.m. Italy time. That way everybody can calculate to their local hours. It'll be in Italian. It has Spanish subtitles, but I think it'll cover most of the people. The video will also show what happened throughout Saturday because it was a big event. It was a Juve Cup here at the Juventus Academy Houston, and he came. He did part of the opening ceremony. Had a few nice words for the parents and the kids participating in the cup, which I thought was really nice. Then there was a signing, jerseys and picture session. Then we watched the match. Was a watch party for Juventus Milan, and then
was
we
there?
had what's that?
He was there to watch.
Yeah, he was there at the watch party watching. It's incredible. So one thing that I would highlight is during the match, anytime that we were close to scoring or whatever, everybody in the auditorium would, freak out like, oh, he would not move. Like he would know how that play was going to end before it ended or something. That was really impressive. And then we sat down with him and had a very, very interesting, conversation. We brought a couple of questions to kind of tease out a few things, and I think you'll enjoy it. But in general, very kind and respectful guy, very humble. I thought one of the things that surprised me was that sometimes he looked overwhelmed with the amount of people that were in a specific area, which for somebody that had the career that he had, I would have thought that was more normal, for him to see that. But very respectful with every single question, answered to, you can tell when someone is just doing the thing just to do it and get it over with, but he was very engaged. And I will say he looked very tired at the end. He's had a very difficult schedule throughout this time. So I'm glad that he's still, going but also questioning, how many more years of Alessandro Del Piero touring the whole world within 2 weeks are we going to have? Because it does take a toll. But fantastic time. A lot of Juventunism. And I'll leave the best part of it all was 5-year-old kids to 12-year-old kids, all ranges of that age, boys and girls, going absolutely nuts for him. That they never saw him play. Some of them may have inherited the love for him from their parents, but there's a lot of people there that are just part of the academy, and maybe they just looked up who he was. But they were totally enthralled with the Juventunism that he brings to the event. So at La Faccia de Cristellen, we're gonna be just fine.
Is there a link? Joshua, is there a link where that?
Yeah, I'm gonna share. I have.
Yeah, it's in our YouTube page,
Okay.
Pueblo Juve, and but yeah, I can share a link. You can find us in all of the. We'll be publishing it in all of our social media outlets as well. So
Yeah, sure. Luis is gonna share with in our chat for sure, right?
he better. I mean, I don't know now. He's kind of disappeared, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Matteo, should I comment on the aura of Juventinism that Motta exudes?
That's true. That's so true. Jeez, that is so true. Hey, we gotta say the truth. I mean, it's so
we're gonna
true.
be fine.
When are we closing? I would like to close with something. I don't know if there is anything else somebody wants to say. Otherwise,
Okay.
close.
We had to close because guys, I'm risking my life right now. Okay, we are not gonna do the prediction. Okay, because I'm not Scaramantic, but we didn't do last prediction last week and we won, so we're not gonna do this. Not because I'm Scaramantic. Okay? You know that if it's gonna happen on Saturday, next episode what's gonna happen, right?
That's true.
We're gonna stream next episode from the toilet, Joshua. Not that we're gonna have so many. Actually, I know. Yeah, we want you because we need to talk about Vlahovic. I think Mauro. I think Ashis is basically the biggest fan of Vlahovic in the world. Okay, if you are the biggest Allegri fan, Ashis is the biggest Vlahovic fan, right?
I'll give him that. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So. And no, guys. Okay, we were all over the place tonight. So
hang on one sec. Hang on. I need to say one thing before we end. 30 seconds. We're still collecting donations for the victims of fires here in LA. 2 days ago, Juventus was kind enough to send a worldwide message to all JOFs of the world, making everybody aware that we're, collecting cash and whatnot to donate at one of the donation centers. We have received an overwhelming outpour of support from, goes without saying, all the fan clubs in the United States, in North America, Canada, Pueblo, but also people reached out from Cameroon, from everywhere in Europe, Iran. I mean, it's amazing what's happening behind the scene in the Juventus community about this. So first off, I want to thank everyone, all those that have contributed, all those that are helping, but we are still collecting money. Please reach out. You can donate via PayPal, Venmo, Zelle. If you're in LA, we take actual physical donation stuff. So reach out, we tell you what we need. This Saturday, we're going again to collect in-person stuff at the watch party. We're going to be at the Captain Field for Napoli Juventus, so feel free to stop by if you want to drop off something there. That's what we're gonna do when we're gonna do again the next drop off of donations like we did last Saturday. So thank you, everyone. It's amazing to see what people can do in situations like this.
Thank you, Giulio.
Awesome.
So guys, thank you again for being here. Please apologize because forgive me because I'm a terrible I don't even know speaker. Okay, and on Saturday I don't even know if I can be able to watch the game on Saturday because then it's probably going to involve a fight with my wife. Okay, because my son has like a robotics competition at the time of the game. Okay.
Yeah.
I dare him.
Yeah. So actually, I was thinking about not going, and then I thought, "Hey, Yolanda, Juventus is playing that time," and she gave me that kind of look that that
you're dead. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He say more than 1,000 words, and so yeah, it's gonna be hard. But yeah, I guess I had to watch them not live. So, guys, thank you so much. Please. Forgive me again, and fino alla fine, and Mauro, Josh, you're always welcome here. Edo, Giulio, Edo, Billo. Billo, we want to see you next time.
Billo is still there. Hopefully, we'll see your face next time. That's what we're saying.
Thank you so much.
Me too.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.